This is the DXP4800 Plus from UGREEN. It's an incredibly well-made NAS from a company not known for making NAS hardware. Let's dig into the details. Hey there, HomeLabers and self-hosters, Rich here. UGREEN's NAS lineup came out of the blue, and for a company that's previously only made chargers, hubs, cables, and docking stations, you'd be right to be a little apprehensive about how good their first offering could be. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the DXP4800 Plus model that's available right now on their Kickstarter. Full disclosure, this video is sponsored by UGREEN, and the product was sent to us for free, so let's dig in and take a look. The UGREEN DXP4800 Plus is a network-attached storage system with 4 hot-swappable 3.5-inch drive bays up front and 2 M.2 NVMe slots internally. The unit's exterior is aluminum with a sandblasted exterior finish that looks and feels great. The DXP4800 Plus measures in at 178mm wide by 178mm high by 252mm deep. All aspects of the materials feel premium, and the unit is solid and very well built. The front of the unit features the 4 previously mentioned lockable hot-swappable bays, a power button, power, network, and disk indicator lights, an SD card slot, a single USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C port, and a single USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-A port. Around back, we find a large magnetically attached dust filter covering a massive 120mm cooling fan, a single HDMI port, 1 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A port, 2 USB 2.0 Type-A ports, 1 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port and 1 10 gigabit Ethernet port, a recessed reset button, and the power connector. And on the bottom, under the removable panel, we find the 2 M.2 NVMe slots and 2 SODIMM slots for RAM upgrades with a pre-installed 8 GB module. Looking at the outside, I have to say I'm incredibly impressed by the build quality and presentation of this NAS. Again, up until this point, UGREEN's entire product line has been around charging cables, power delivery, and docks, so to see something so well built tells me a ton of design effort and intention went into the products. But enough about the exterior, let's talk about compute. The UGREEN DXP4800 Plus has an Intel Pentium Gold 8505 CPU, which features 5 total cores, 1 performance core, and 4 efficiency cores, 6 total threads, and has a maximum turbo boost of 4.4 GHz. The unit comes standard with 8 GB of DDR5 RAM. When comparing the DXP4800 Plus's Intel Pentium Gold 8505 CPU to both the Intel Celeron J4125 and the Intel N95, both used in the leading competitor's NAS gear, we get a good idea of how much more power the UGREEN DXP4800 Plus has over the competition. I wanted to touch on some of the little features of this NAS that really stand out. I already mentioned the fit and finish and the quality of the outside of the unit, but the details go further than that as well. The DXP4800 Plus drive bays are another example of the attention to detail that UGREEN put into their first NAS. The hot swap drive bays are incredibly easy to use and are entirely toolless for the 3.5-inch drives. With a simple press of a button on the underside of the tray, the right side of the tray expands outward, making dropping in your 3.5-inch disk super easy, and securing them only takes pressing the expanded arm back into the drive. The drive trays also support 2.5-inch SSDs as well, but will require screwing the drives into the trays to secure them. The DXP4800 Plus supports a variety of different RAID modes out of the box: RAID 0, 1, RAID 5, RAID 6, and even RAID 10, and non-RAID types like single disk and JBOD modes as well. In terms of storage performance, the DXP4800 Plus packs one 2.5 gigabit network interface and one 10 gigabit network interface, and in our SMB network testing had no problem saturating a single 2.5 gig interface without issue, easily pulling over 290 megabytes a second in read and over 200 megabytes a second in write, and this was just with 4 Western Digital Red Pro NAS drives and no read or write caching configured on the box. In terms of user interface, the UGREEN DXP4800 Plus offers a familiar web-based experience that users of other NASs will feel right at home with. The initial setup was a breeze. Once the unit was online, I connected to the web interface and began running through the setup. First step was to give the system a name, create an admin account and corresponding password, and hit next. UGREEN, like other NAS vendors, also offers cloud services that you can register for and bind your NAS to by providing your email account, and, something I liked, allowing you to skip this option and move on. Next stop was to decide how we'll keep our NAS up to date. I left the setting on what UGREEN recommends, but you can choose from a few options that suit your needs. You can also opt into sharing anonymized device stats with UGREEN. And that's it. Once you click Start Now, we land on the UGOS dashboard. As previously mentioned, UGREEN is following along with other NAS vendors with the trend of a web-based virtual desktop UI to make managing the NAS a breeze. Let's quickly run through and set up our storage volume. Storage Manager is where we'll set up and configure our storage volume on the DXP4800 Plus. First-time runs kick off an easy-to-use wizard to help you set up your volume. First stop is to select which RAID type we want to use. I think it's fantastic to see that UGREEN supports basically all of the RAID types, including non-RAID types as well. We'll select RAID 5 because that's the best option for our 4-disk array. Next step is to select the hard disks we want to be part of this new RAID 5 array we're building. We've populated the 4 hot swap bays with WD Red Pro 4TB NAS drives, so we'll select them. Next stop allows us to configure the size of the storage pool we want to build, which by default shows the full amount, so we'll leave it as is. You also have the option to choose how your array is formatted. You can choose between the recommended BetterFS or ext4. We'll leave it set to BetterFS as recommended and click Next Step. Last stop is just a summary of what we've configured, so we'll click Complete, acknowledge the deletion of any pre-existing data on the drives, and enter our admin password to confirm the changes. And just like that, we've provisioned our storage volume. Pretty easy and straightforward. Storage Manager also allows you to get full details about your hard disk health, manage and schedule smart tests to monitor drive health, and manage externally connected storage devices if you have any. UGS also has a growing app center that allows you to quickly install pre-built applications that UGREEN has created. Their library is growing, so if you don't see something you're looking for, I recommend installing their Docker app and adding your favorite container from there. For their Docker app, you have a much larger list of available applications and containers you can install. From media favorites like Plex, Jellyfin, and Emby to Debian and Ubuntu, as well as Nextcloud and WordPress. UGREEN also provides an app for local documentation to help you get the most out of your NAS and help you configure and understand how to utilize the NAS to its fullest capabilities. There's a lot more in terms of features available in UGOS. There's a great Task Manager app that allows you to graph your device's CPU, GPU, RAM, network, and disk functionality, as well as gain full control over all processes and services running on the box. The Universal Search app also has a feature add-in installed via the App Center to extend searching even more. Here's a good example. If I search for the word home, by default I get lists of all of the files on the NAS that have the word home in the file name. But what if I want to search inside my files for the word home? Here's where UGREEN's super powerful Content Search plugin comes into play. Once installed via the App Center, we'll jump back over to Universal Search and enable content searching on the data I've stored on the NAS. Over on the cogwheel on the right, then over to Content Search, we'll add the directory paths we want to have the Content Search system index. We'll click Add, navigate to our SMB share called SMB1, select it, and click Confirm. Next stop is to kick off a full index of the data on the NAS from the Index Database subtab on the left. We'll click Start Rebuilding, and then click Confirm to kick off the index rebuilding process. Now back in Universal Search, we'll leave the search term the same above and run our search again. And now we see a lot more search results than before, including content from within text files, Excel spreadsheets, and even HTML files. So let's talk a little bit more in depth about network throughput performance. After all, this is a NAS. How well does it read and write data? And the answer is very well. We ran Crystal Disk Mark tests against a mounted SMB share from the UGREEN NAS, tested 1 and 2 GB file sizes, and in the 1 GB test, our 2.5 GB connected client was able to read data from the DXP4800 Plus at 293 megabytes a second and write to the NAS at 228 megabytes a second. And in our 2 GB read-write test, again showed incredible read speeds topping out at 294 megabytes a second read and 204 megabytes a second write. These are fantastic results and show that this little NAS is no slowpoke. It's also worth noting here that the DXP4800 Plus can use the M.2 NVMe slots for either additional storage, or you can build read-write caches out of them as well to improve your hard disk read-write performance. If this is something you'd be interested in, let us know in the comments and we'll look at doing a deeper dive in the future. Alright, now it's your turn. Head over to UGREEN's Kickstarter page, get yourself a DXP4800 Plus while you can, or check out UGREEN's website at ugreen.com for more information about the entire line of NAS products. Thanks for watching.